If you're over 50 and trying to stay active, you've probably heard that walking is one of the best things you can do for your health. And it's true. Walking helps your heart, your joints, and even your mood. But what if I told you there's one simple exercise that could actually do even more for your body than walking ever could? Most people skip it, but those who do it regularly see changes in their strength, balance, metabolism, and even posture in ways walking just can't match. Stick with me for a few minutes, because this one might surprise you, and it might just become your new favorite daily habit. Most people think that staying healthy after 50 simply means doing more cardio, walking, jogging, or maybe a bit of cycling. And yes, these activities absolutely have their place. They help the heart stay strong, the lungs efficient, and the mind clear. But there's a deeper, less talked about challenge that begins quietly creeping in around this age, one that walking alone can't stop. It's the gradual, consistent loss of muscle mass. This process, called sarcopenia, starts in our 30s, but accelerates sharply once we hit 50. Every decade after that, the average person loses around 3 to 8% of their muscle mass, even if they're active. That might not sound like much, but over time it dramatically affects how your body looks, moves, and feels. Imagine the muscles in your body as your internal engine. They don't just move your limbs. They support your joints, stabilize your bones, and even regulate your metabolism. When that engine starts shrinking, everything slows down. You might notice that tasks you used to do easily, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, standing up from the floor, now feel just a little more difficult. At first, it's subtle. You might brush it off as just getting older. But over the years, this loss of strength begins to reshape your entire physical health. It doesn't just affect how you move, it affects how your body functions at every level. See, muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it burns calories even when you're sitting still. When you lose muscle, your resting metabolism slows down. That's one reason people in their 50s and 60s often say, "I'm eating the same as before, but I keep gaining weight." It's not the food, it's the muscle loss. Less muscle means your body burns fewer calories each day, and the extra energy gets stored as fat, especially around the abdomen. That belly fat isn't just cosmetic, it's linked to higher risks of diabetes, heart disease, and inflammation. So even if you're walking every day, if you're not maintaining muscle, you're missing the key that keeps your metabolism firing like it used to. Muscle loss also has another silent consequence: reduced balance and coordination. Muscles don't just provide power, they help your body react quickly when you stumble or shift your weight. When you lose that strength, your reaction time slows and your risk of falling increases. For many people over 50, one bad fall can be life-changing. Fractures, hospital stays, long recovery times, all of these can stem from weak muscles and poor balance. Walking helps improve endurance, yes, but it doesn't train your body to respond dynamically the way strength-based exercises do. Without strong muscles to stabilize you, even a small trip or misstep can lead to a major setback. And then there's posture. As muscles weaken, especially in the core, hips and back, your body starts to compensate in unhealthy ways. The shoulders round forward, the spine curves, and you might start to feel stiffness or chronic discomfort. Many people blame these changes on aging bones, but in reality, it's often the loss of supportive muscle that causes the structure to collapse. Think of your muscles as the scaffolding that keeps your body upright and balanced. When that scaffolding weakens, the whole structure starts to sag. Strength training, even in simple forms, can reverse that process by rebuilding the support system from the inside out. What's even more fascinating is how muscle directly influences hormonal health. After 50, both men and women experience a natural decline in hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone, all of which are key players in maintaining muscle and energy. But here's the good news: strength-based movement can actually help counteract that decline. When you challenge your muscles, even with bodyweight exercises, your body releases signals that stimulate hormone production. That means more strength, better mood, and even sharper cognitive function. Studies show that people who maintain muscle as they age not only live longer but also live better with fewer health complications and more energy for everyday life. Now, let's connect this back to walking. Walking is excellent for cardiovascular endurance and mental clarity. It gets your blood flowing, lowers stress, and keeps your joints lubricated. But walking alone doesn't challenge your muscles enough to prevent sarcopenia. Think about it: when you walk, your body moves in a repetitive, low-resistance motion. You're not really forcing your muscles to adapt or grow. Your body becomes efficient at it, which is great for stamina, but not so great for strength. Over time, if walking is your only form of exercise, your muscles can actually continue to shrink because they're not being stimulated to stay strong. That's why after 50, it's so important to understand that maintaining muscle isn't optional. It's essential. It's the difference between aging gracefully and aging with limitation. It's the difference between having the strength to lift your grandkids, travel, hike, dance, or simply move through your day with confidence, and having to think twice before standing up or bending down. The goal isn't to become a bodybuilder. It's to preserve the muscle that gives you freedom. And it's not just physical freedom, it's emotional and mental freedom too. When your body feels capable, your confidence grows. You're more likely to stay active, social, and independent. Muscle strength translates to a sense of vitality that ripples through every area of life. People who keep their muscles strong tend to feel younger because they move younger. They carry themselves differently. Their bodies still respond, still perform, still feel alive. One of the biggest misconceptions is that building or maintaining muscle after 50 is difficult or dangerous. In reality, the opposite is true. Your muscles are remarkably adaptable at any age. It's never too late to start rebuilding strength. Even small efforts like bodyweight squats, resistance bands, or light dumbbells can make a noticeable difference in just a few weeks. Studies show that older adults who begin strength-based training can regain years of muscle loss and dramatically improve balance, mobility, and confidence. The key is consistency and progression. Your body thrives on challenge, but it doesn't need extremes. The more regularly you move your muscles under gentle resistance, the more signals your body receives to protect and rebuild that tissue. It's like reminding your system, hey, I still need this strength. Without that reminder, your body naturally prioritizes other systems, allowing muscle to break down. That's why people who stay active with resistance exercises don't just look stronger. They function better, move easier, and maintain independence much longer. Another factor that's often overlooked is recovery. As we age, recovery takes longer, but that doesn't mean we should avoid effort. It means we should balance it wisely. Good nutrition, hydration, and sleep all support muscle repair. Protein becomes especially important after 50 because it provides the building blocks your muscles need to stay healthy. Unfortunately, many older adults don't eat enough protein to support muscle maintenance, especially if they're active. Combining a protein-rich diet with strength exercises can help reverse years of decline. The bigger picture here is that muscle is your body's armor against aging. It cushions your joints, supports your skeleton, regulates blood sugar, improves circulation, and even protects your organs. When you lose muscle, all those protective systems start to weaken. That's why experts now refer to muscle as a longevity organ. The stronger your muscles, the longer and better you live. And while walking is a wonderful activity for overall wellness, it's not enough to fully protect that armor on its own. Think about your body as a house. Walking keeps the air fresh and the doors open. It keeps everything circulating. But the muscles are the structure, the beams and walls holding everything together. You wouldn't just repaint a house if the foundation was cracking, right? You'd reinforce it. That's what muscle maintenance does for your body after 50. It reinforces your foundation so the rest of you can thrive. So when you hear people say, just keep walking, that's all you need. Remember that walking is a part of the equation, not the whole solution. The true key to staying strong, vibrant, And independent is preserving the muscle that makes movement possible in the first place. That's why every person over 50 should start thinking less about just moving and more about how they move. Walking keeps your heart beating, but strength keeps your body living. And here's the best part: once you start addressing muscle loss, everything else improves. Your metabolism wakes up, your balance stabilizes, your confidence grows, and your energy skyrockets. Everyday life becomes easier. That slow, heavy feeling many people associate with aging starts to fade. Because what's really happening isn't that you're getting old, it's that your body is getting stronger again. And that's something you have complete control over, no matter your age. The truth is, most people over 50 underestimate just how powerful the squat really is. They see it as something only athletes, gym goers, or younger people do, not realizing that it's actually one of the most natural, functional, and beneficial movements for the human body, especially as we age. The squat isn't just an exercise, it's something you do every single day without thinking about it. Every time you sit down in a chair, get out of bed, bend to pick something up, or stand from a low surface, you're performing some version of a squat. The difference is, when you do it as an intentional exercise, you strengthen all the muscles that make those everyday movements easier, safer, and more efficient. When people talk about the best exercises for longevity, they often focus on cardio, but strength-based exercises, especially squats, are the foundation of true functional fitness. That's because squats work with gravity and body mechanics in a way that mimics real life. Unlike walking, which is repetitive and limited to forward motion, squatting uses your hips, knees, ankles, and core in a coordinated effort that builds both power and control. It trains your body to handle everyday challenges like lifting, standing, and balancing. The squat is quite literally the blueprint for maintaining independence as you get older. At its core, a squat is a compound movement, meaning it works multiple muscle groups at the same time. When you perform a squat, your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, calves, and core muscles all engage together. Your lower back stabilizes your spine, and your hips and ankles work to keep you balanced. This combination of effort doesn't just build muscle, it teaches your body to move as one coordinated unit. That's something walking simply can't provide. Walking works mainly your calves and a bit of your thighs, but squats fire up the largest and strongest muscles in your body, the ones that are responsible for power, stability, and resilience. The glutes, for example, are the powerhouse of your movement system. They're responsible for extending your hips, keeping your posture upright, and stabilizing your lower back. Yet after 50, many people develop what's sometimes called gluteal amnesia, a condition where the glutes essentially forget how to activate properly because of too much sitting and too little strength work. This leads to back pain, hip discomfort, and reduced mobility. Squats directly wake up those dormant muscles. Every time you lower down and push back up, you're retraining your glutes to do their job again. Over time, that translates to better posture, reduced lower back strain, and improved stability in everything you do. Then there are your thighs, the quadriceps and hamstrings. These muscles are critical for movement, but they're also the first to weaken with age. Weak quads make it harder to climb stairs, stand from a chair, or walk uphill without fatigue. Weak hamstrings increase your risk of imbalance and falls. Squats target both at once, creating strength symmetry that keeps your legs stable and powerful. When your leg muscles are strong, they take pressure off your joints, especially the knees. That means less discomfort, smoother motion, and more confidence with every step you take. The beauty of the squat lies in its adaptability. You don't need a gym or heavy weights to benefit. You can start with something as simple as a chair squat. Sit down on a sturdy chair and stand up slowly, focusing on using your legs rather than pushing off with your arms. That's your starting point. Over time, as your strength improves, you can try lowering yourself halfway before sitting or removing the chair completely. Even just a few reps a day can begin to rebuild muscle and mobility. The body is incredibly responsive. It doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, or 70. If you challenge your muscles safely and consistently, they will grow stronger. One of the biggest misconceptions about squats is that they're bad for your knees. The truth is, poorly performed squats can cause discomfort, but properly executed squats actually strengthen the muscles that support your knees, making them more resilient. The key is form, keeping your knees aligned with your toes, your back straight, and your weight balanced in your heels. When done right, squats help lubricate the knee joint and increase stability. Many older adults who incorporate squats into their routines report not only less pain, but greater mobility and confidence in their movements. Squats also play a crucial role in improving balance. As we age, balance naturally declines due to loss of muscle strength and coordination. This increases the risk of falls, a leading cause of injury in older adults. The act of squatting forces your body to stabilize itself through your core, hips, and legs. Every rep becomes a balance training exercise in disguise. When you practice squats regularly, you're essentially retraining your body's internal stabilizers to keep you upright, steady, and responsive. That means fewer slips, fewer wobbles, and more control over your movements. And let's talk about metabolism. After 50, most people notice that their metabolism isn't what it used to be. You might eat the same foods you always have, but still gain weight more easily. A big reason for that is the loss of muscle tissue. Muscles are metabolically active, meaning they burn calories even when you're resting. The more muscle you have, the more energy your body uses, even when you're sitting still. Squats, because they engage large muscle groups, help stimulate muscle growth and boost your resting metabolic rate. In other words, squatting helps you burn more calories 24 hours a day, not just when you're exercising. There's also an incredible hormonal benefit that comes with strength-based exercises like squats. When you perform squats, your body releases natural growth hormones and testosterone, yes, even in women, to repair and build muscle tissue. These hormones are critical for maintaining vitality, mood, and energy. As hormone levels naturally decline with age, stimulating them through strength movements helps counteract fatigue, loss of drive, and even mental fog. People who practice squats regularly often report feeling more energized and alert, not just physically, but mentally. Squats are also incredibly efficient. Unlike some exercises that isolate one small area, squats give you a full body return for your effort. In just a few minutes a day, you can work your legs, glutes, core, and even your cardiovascular system if you increase the intensity. You don't need long, complicated routines. A few sets of squats performed consistently will have a visible and measurable impact on your strength, balance, and confidence. And the best part is, once you start feeling stronger, you naturally want to move more. You start walking faster, climbing stairs with ease, and standing taller. That's the ripple effect of strength. The more you use it, the more it gives back. For those just starting out, squats can be modified to any fitness level. If you have limited mobility, try wall squats, standing against a wall and sliding down just a few inches. If you have joint discomfort, focus on shallow squats where you move within a comfortable range. If you're more advanced, you can add small weights or resistance bands for extra challenge. The goal isn't to squat deeper or faster, it's to do it correctly and consistently. Over time, your body will reward you with strength, stability, and renewed vitality. Another overlooked benefit of squats is how they improve circulation and joint flexibility. The movement promotes blood flow throughout the lower body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to muscles and joints. That helps reduce stiffness and keeps your body feeling more limber. If you've ever felt that tight, achy sensation in your hips or knees after sitting for too long, squats can help reverse it. By keeping those joints active, you maintain their range of motion and reduce the wear and tear that leads to chronic pain. When it comes to posture, squats are a game changer. As your core and lower body strengthen, your spine naturally aligns better. You stand taller, your shoulders pull back, and your overall appearance changes. Strong glutes and thighs support your pelvis, which directly improves spinal alignment. This isn't just about looking better, it's about feeling better. Good posture reduces fatigue, prevents headaches, and even improves breathing. When your body is aligned, it moves more efficiently and feels more balanced. Think of squats as an investment in your future mobility. Every rep you do now pays off in the years ahead. You're building the kind of strength that lets you keep doing the things you love, traveling, gardening, playing with grandkids, or simply getting up from the couch without struggle. These are the movements that define independence. You don't need to do hundreds of squats to see results. Even 10 to 15 repetitions a day can begin to strengthen your foundation. So when we say the squat is the single most powerful exercise for aging bodies, it's not an exaggeration. It's a fact grounded in how the human body works. The squat is your body's natural way of maintaining strength, stability, and independence. It's the movement that teaches your muscles to cooperate, your joints to support you, and your core to stabilize every step you take. While walking keeps you active, squatting keeps you capable. It's the difference between simply moving through life and moving through life with power, confidence, and control. The magic of the squat lies not in the complexity of the exercise, but in its simplicity. It's accessible, effective, and deeply connected to how your body is designed to move. And the more you do it, the more you'll feel its benefits, not just in your legs, but in your energy, balance, and overall sense of vitality. Squats remind your body that it's still strong, still adaptable, and still capable of amazing things, no matter your age. When you think of exercise as a way to preserve your quality of life, the squat stands out as the one movement that truly delivers strength where it matters most. When you compare walking to squats, it's easy to assume that walking must be the safer, more effective option. After all, it's low impact, simple, and accessible for almost everyone. And yes, walking is absolutely beneficial. It strengthens your heart, supports your joints, and keeps your blood flowing. But when it comes to maintaining muscle, bone strength, and metabolism, especially after 50, squats completely outperform walking. The difference lies in how each activity challenges your body. Walking is rhythmic and repetitive, which means your body quickly adapts to it. Squats, on the other hand, are dynamic and force multiple major muscles to work together, creating a powerful chain reaction that builds strength, burns more calories, and keeps your body young from the inside out. To understand why squats are so effective, it helps to look at how muscles respond to effort. Muscles grow and stay strong through something called resistance. When you apply resistance, like lifting your body weight in a squat, your muscles experience small, healthy amounts of stress. This stress tells your body that those muscles are still needed, prompting it to repair and grow them stronger. Walking doesn't provide that same level of resistance. It's too easy for your body to treat it as routine, which means it maintains endurance but doesn't build power. That's why many people who walk daily still notice they're losing tone in their legs or finding it harder to stand up from a chair. Their muscles are active but not challenged enough to adapt. Squats, on the other hand, engage your largest and most metabolically important muscles, the glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, and core. These are the muscles responsible for lifting, carrying, and supporting your entire body weight. When you perform a squat, you're essentially telling your body, I still need these muscles. Don't let them shrink. Each repetition acts as a powerful signal to your metabolism, your bones, and your nervous system that strength is still a priority. This is something walking simply doesn't replicate. In fact, the muscle activation during squats can be up to 4 times higher than during walking, meaning your body works harder, burns more calories, and gains more benefit in less time. Now let's talk about bones. After 50, bone density becomes a major concern, especially for women. Osteopenia and osteoporosis are conditions where bones lose minerals and become weaker over time. The only proven way to slow or even reverse that decline is through weight-bearing exercises, movements that put controlled pressure on the bones. Squats do exactly that. When you squat, your body weight travels through your hips, legs, and spine, gently stressing the bones. That stress triggers your bones to reinforce themselves, becoming denser and stronger. Walking, although weight-bearing in a mild sense, doesn't deliver that same level of impact or loading. It maintains bone health to an extent, but doesn't stimulate new bone growth. Squats, when done consistently, are one of the simplest ways to tell your bones to stay dense and resilient. But the benefits don't stop there. Squats also elevate your metabolism in a way walking can't. Because squats involve the biggest muscles in your body, they demand more energy both during and after the exercise. This creates what's called the afterburn effect, or excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, EPO. Essentially, your body continues burning calories for hours after your squat session as it repairs and rebuilds the muscles you worked. Walking, by contrast, only burns calories while you're doing it. Once you stop, the effect ends almost immediately. That's why squats are often referred to as metabolism boosters. They help keep your engine running even when you're not moving. And here's something fascinating. Research shows that strength-based exercises like squats can directly improve insulin sensitivity. As we age, our cells become less efficient at using glucose, which can lead to rising blood sugar levels and eventually type 2 diabetes. When you train large muscles through squats, they become better at absorbing and storing glucose for energy, keeping your blood sugar stable and your metabolism balanced. That means squats don't just make you stronger, they actively help your body manage it. When most people think about balance and posture, they imagine standing tall with their shoulders back or walking without wobbling, but they rarely realize how deeply these qualities are connected to the strength of their legs and core. After 50, maintaining balance and posture isn't just about looking confident, it's about preserving independence, preventing falls, and moving through life with ease. The legs and core act as the body's foundation, and when that foundation weakens, everything above it starts to crumble. Strong legs and a stable core aren't just nice to have. They're what keep you steady, mobile, and upright as you age, and one of the most powerful ways to strengthen both areas is through consistent functional movement like squats. As we age, our balance naturally declines. This happens for several reasons: reduced muscle strength, slower reflexes, and changes in vision or the inner ear. But the most significant factor is muscle loss, particularly in the legs and core. The quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and abdominal muscles all work together to keep your body aligned. When those muscles weaken, your body compensates by shifting weight unevenly, tightening certain areas while overstretching others. That's when you start noticing posture problems like rounded shoulders, a hunched back, or hips that tilt forward. Over time, poor posture throws off your balance even more, creating a cycle that leads to stiffness, pain, and instability. Now imagine your body as a tall tree. The core is the trunk, strong and supportive, while the legs are the roots anchoring it firmly to the ground. If those roots weaken, the trunk wobbles and the tree starts to bend. But when both the roots and trunk are strong, it can withstand wind, weight, and time. That's exactly how the body works. Strong legs and a stable core anchor you to the ground, allowing your upper body to move freely without losing control. It's what helps you stand up from a chair, walk on uneven ground, or catch yourself if you trip. Without that strength, every movement becomes riskier. Squats are the perfect exercise to restore and maintain that foundation because they train both the lower body and the core simultaneously. When you perform a squat, your legs drive the motion, but your core stabilizes it. Your abdominal and back muscles work isometrically to keep your torso upright, preventing you from tipping forward or backward. This constant engagement trains your core to do what it's supposed to do: protect your spine, control your posture, and keep you balanced. Unlike traditional ab exercises that isolate the stomach, squats teach your core to function as part of a whole body system, which is exactly how it's used in real life. And it's not just about muscles, it's about coordination. Balance relies on communication between your muscles, nerves, and brain. Every time you squat, your body practices controlling movement under shifting weight. Your nervous system learns to recruit the right muscles at the right time, improving your coordination and reaction speed. That's why people who include squats or similar lower body exercises in their routines often notice fewer stumbles, quicker recovery from slips, and more confidence in their movements. You're not just building strength, you're teaching your body how to respond efficiently to the world around it. posture benefits from squats in another crucial way. As you lower into a squat and rise back up, your spine stays in a neutral position supported by your core and glutes. This movement strengthens the muscles that keep your spine aligned, especially the deep stabilizers along your lower back. These are the muscles responsible for holding you upright throughout the day. Over time, stronger spinal support translates into a naturally straighter back and more open chest. You start standing taller, walking more gracefully, and breathing more freely because your body is aligned the way it's meant to be. Poor posture isn't just a cosmetic issue. It affects your overall health. When your spine curves forward, your lungs have less room to expand, which can limit oxygen intake. Your digestion can slow because your internal organs are compressed. Even your mood can be influenced by posture. Studies show that upright posture promotes feelings of confidence and energy, while slouched posture is linked to fatigue and low mood. So when you strengthen your legs and core through movements like squats, you're not just improving balance, you're supporting vital systems that keep you feeling healthy and vibrant. One of the most powerful things about building leg and core strength is how it translates to daily life. Think about how many times a day you rely on those muscles without realizing it. Getting out of bed, climbing stairs, reaching for something high, or sitting down at the table. Each of these actions requires balance, coordination, and strength. The stronger your foundation, the easier and safer these movements become. That's why people who stay consistent with strength training in their 50s and beyond often report feeling decades younger. They move with the kind of confidence and control that most people associate with youth, not age. Let's talk about falls for a moment. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury in adults over 50. Often resulting in fractures or long recovery periods. But what's rarely discussed is that most falls are preventable. They happen not because of bad luck, but because of weak stabilizing muscles and poor balance. When your legs and core are strong, you have better control over your center of gravity. If you stumble, your muscles react faster, catching you before you hit the ground. Squats specifically train this kind of quick, reactive strength because they mimic the very movement patterns that protect you in real life, bending your knees, shifting your weight, and using your hips for stability. Another overlooked benefit is joint health. When your muscles are weak, your joints take on more stress. That's why knee, hip, and back pain are so common with age. But when you strengthen the muscles surrounding those joints, they act as shock absorbers, reducing pressure and preventing wear and tear. Squats do exactly that. They build the muscles that cushion your knees and hips, improving flexibility and reducing discomfort. With consistent practice, you'll notice that standing, walking, and even sitting become smoother and less painful because your body is moving as one strong supportive unit. And the effects go beyond just physical stability. When your posture improves, your whole presence changes. You walk taller, move more confidently, and project energy instead of fatigue. That mental and emotional confidence is a direct reflection of physical strength. There's a sense of empowerment that comes from knowing your body can handle what life throws at it, whether it's hiking with friends, playing with grandkids, or simply getting through a busy day. Strength gives you the freedom to live without hesitation or fear of falling. Core and leg strength also play a major role in maintaining flexibility and coordination as you age. When your muscles are strong, they support controlled movement through a full range of motion. You're able to bend, twist, and turn without feeling stiff or unstable. That flexibility keeps your joints healthy and your movements fluid. And because squats work through a natural bending motion, they help maintain mobility in your hips and ankles, two areas that tend to stiffen first with age. That means you don't just stay strong, you stay supple, which is just as important for graceful aging. Let's also talk about energy. Weak posture and poor balance drain your energy because your body has to work harder just to stay upright. Strong muscles, on the other hand, hold your body efficiently, using less effort for everyday movements. When your legs and core share the workload evenly, you'll find yourself standing longer, walking farther, and moving through your day with less fatigue. It's like upgrading your body's internal support system so that everything feels lighter and more effortless. What's even more inspiring is that it doesn't take a lot to see these results. Just a few minutes of focused squats or similar lower body exercises each day can significantly improve balance, posture, and overall strength. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership. Start by doing squats to a chair, holding onto a wall or countertop for support if needed. As your confidence grows, you can lower the chair height or try body weight squats with slower, controlled movements. The key is consistency. Your body adapts quickly, and within a few weeks, you'll notice better stability and posture in everything you do. Over time, these small efforts create lasting change. Your body begins to move with a natural rhythm again, strong, steady, and balanced. You'll catch yourself standing taller without even thinking about it. You'll feel grounded and stable, whether you're walking across a room or climbing stairs. The aches and stiffness that once felt inevitable will start to fade because your body is finally aligned and supported the way it was designed to be. So, when we talk about the importance of strong legs and a strong core, it's really about protecting your independence. It's about staying in control of your movements, your posture, and ultimately your quality of life. Every squat, every rep, every bit of effort you put in today pays off tomorrow in the form of strength, stability, and confidence. You'll move with ease, stand with pride, and feel younger, not because of magic, but because you've rebuilt the foundation that supports everything you do. Strong legs and a solid core are more than just muscles. They are the anchors that keep you balanced, the support that keeps you upright, and the power that keeps you living fully and freely at every age. One of the most empowering truths about fitness after 50 is that you don't need a gym, fancy equipment, or complex routines to build strength and maintain your health. What really matters is consistency. The squat is the perfect example of that principle. It's simple, accessible, and adaptable to any fitness level. You can do it at home, at work, in the park, or even while watching television. And yet this one movement can profoundly transform your body's strength, stability, and confidence. The beauty of squats lies in their simplicity. They remind us that you already carry everything you need to get stronger within your own body. As we age, convenience and safety become two of the most important factors in sticking to an exercise routine. That's why the squat is such a powerful tool. You don't have to drive anywhere, change clothes, or learn how to use machines. All you need is a few feet of space and the willingness to start. For many people over 50, the idea of working out can feel intimidating. Images of weights, treadmills, or heavy breathing in crowded gyms can be discouraging, but squats break down that barrier completely. You can begin right where you are in the comfort of your home, using nothing but your body weight. That accessibility removes excuses, allowing you to focus on what truly matters, showing up and moving. The human body is designed to squat. It's a natural movement pattern that we used instinctively as children and through much of human history. Somewhere along the way, as chairs, cars, and sedentary lifestyles became dominant, we stopped doing it regularly. That's why many people feel stiff or awkward when they first try squats again. It's not that they can't do it, it's that their bodies have forgotten how. The good news is that with a little patience and daily practice, that natural strength and flexibility come back quickly. Even if you start with a shallow or supported version of the movement, consistency helps you rebuild those neural connections and muscular patterns. Consistency is more than just repetition. It's a message to your body. Every time you move your muscles, your body responds by reinforcing that movement. When you squat regularly, even for just a few minutes each day, you're training your muscles, bones, and joints to stay active and functional. The small signals you send daily, those moments of effort, add up to lasting change. That's how the body works, not in big leaps, but in quiet, steady progress. Over weeks and months, you'll notice changes in your leg strength, balance, and endurance. Tasks that used to feel tiring, like climbing stairs or standing up from a chair, will start to feel effortless again. And this is where many people get it wrong. They believe that to see real progress, they need long, exhausting workouts. But research shows that even short bouts of strength-based movement can have major benefits, especially for older adults. Just a few sets of squats each day can stimulate muscle growth, improve joint mobility, and even boost metabolism. The key is not the duration, but the regularity. Missing one workout isn't the problem. It's giving up that breaks the cycle. When you commit to consistency, even on days when you're tired or busy, your body rewards you with long-term vitality. For those who may feel uneasy about starting, it's perfectly fine to modify the squat to your comfort level. Chair squats are a great way to begin. Simply stand in front of a sturdy chair, lower yourself slowly until you lightly touch the seat, then push back up. This movement mimics the full squat but gives you safety and stability as you build strength. Over time, as your muscles and joints grow more confident, you can progress to bodyweight squats without support. You can even hold onto a countertop or wall if you need extra balance. What matters most is maintaining form and control, not how deep or fast you go. Another great advantage of bodyweight squats is how they fit naturally into your daily routine. You can do a few in the morning after brushing your teeth, a few before lunch, and some before bed. That small repetition throughout the day keeps your circulation active and your energy high. In fact, many people notice that consistent squatting reduces stiffness in their hips and knees, improves digestion, and even boosts mood thanks to increased blood flow and endorphin release. It becomes less of a workout and more of a healthy habit, something you do automatically because it feels good. Squats are also one of the most functional exercises you can perform. Functional means the movement translates directly into real-life activities. Standing up from the couch, bending down to tie your shoes, picking up groceries, all involve squatting motions. By practicing squats consistently, you're not just training for fitness, you're training for life. Every rep you do strengthens your independence and ensures your body continues to support you in everything you love to do. Consistency also builds confidence. Many people who start exercising after years of inactivity feel uncertain at first. Their bodies feel unfamiliar, their balance may be off. But as you keep going, day after day, you start to notice subtle improvements. Your legs feel firmer, your movement smoother, your endurance stronger. That growing confidence fuels motivation, and motivation fuels consistency. It's a positive cycle that keeps reinforcing itself, all starting from a few minutes of daily squats. One of the most remarkable things about consistency is that it compounds. Just like saving money a little each day leads to long-term wealth, moving your body a little each day leads to long-term health. Each squat you do adds a small deposit into your strength bank. Over months, those small efforts turn into big results. And because squats don't require any equipment, there's no barrier to staying consistent. Whether you're traveling, stuck indoors on a rainy day, or just have 10 spare minutes, you can keep your routine going. Consistency also allows your body to adapt safely. Rapid, intense changes in activity can sometimes lead to injuries or soreness, especially if you're over 50. But when you start small and build gradually, your muscles, joints, and ligaments have time to strengthen naturally. It's the slow, steady improvement that creates lasting resilience. That's why people who stick to moderate daily exercise often stay injury-free and mobile well into their later years. Another key part of consistency is mindfulness, paying attention to your body as you move. When you squat, focus on your form. Keep your back straight, your feet grounded, and your core engaged. Feel your muscles working. That awareness deepens your connection with your body and helps prevent strain. Over time, you'll notice your body becoming more coordinated, more responsive. Movements that once felt mechanical start to feel graceful and natural. The mental benefits of this routine are equally important. Consistency gives structure to your day, a sense of accomplishment, and control over your well-being. Each time you complete your squats, you reinforce a positive habit loop in your brain. You start associating movement with feeling good, strong, and capable. That mindset shift can spill over into other areas of your life, helping you eat better, sleep more soundly, and approach challenges with confidence. The beauty of no equipment exercise is that it meets you exactly where you are. Whether you're a complete beginner or someone returning to fitness after years away, you can adjust squats to your ability. You can slow them down, hold them at the bottom for a few seconds, or add small pulses to increase intensity. If you want a challenge later on, you can try holding light weights, but you never have to. Your body's weight is more than enough to build meaningful strength, especially when done consistently. Consistency is what bridges the gap between intention and transformation. Anyone can start something for a day or two, but it's the ones who show up again and again, even in small ways, who truly change their bodies and lives. And that's what makes squats so special. They're realistic, sustainable, and effective. They don't demand perfection. They simply ask you to keep going. So, if you've ever felt that you're too busy, too tired, or too old to exercise, remember this: you don't need a gym, a membership, or an elaborate plan. You just need your body, a bit of space, and a few minutes of consistency each day. Over time, those minutes will add up to strength, balance, and confidence that carry you through every aspect of life. Because true fitness isn't about doing the most, it's about doing what you can regularly with purpose. That's the secret. No gym, no equipment, no excuses, just you and your commitment. Squats teach you that your body is still capable of amazing things. And the more consistent you are, the more you'll realize that getting stronger isn't about age. It's about showing up for yourself 1 rep at a time.